Come on, come on. Oh, no, 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 no. Ah, man. Why are my rematch teammates always so awful? Well, I guess I'm done for the night. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Well, now that you're here, might as well introduce myself. I'm Alec, also known as Gmoneyballs, one third of the Everything or Nothing crew. And I've actually got some news to share with y'all. We're going to be trying out a brand new segment called Movie Night, where I, as your host, will be recommending a movie that I love and want to share with y'all. I've been wanting to talk about movies on the channel for quite a while now, which should come to no surprise for the three or four of you that watch us regularly, because I'm always the one that tries to steer our conversations during our Let's Plays into movie talk. Um, but I love movies. I love going to the movie theater. I've got a modest Blu-ray collection, and I just enjoy watching movies. So I'm hoping that this is something that we can continue to do moving forward. Today we're going to be talking about a movie called Ticks. It's a direct-to-video movie released in 1993. Yeah, no theater release, just straight to VHS. And it was directed by Tony Randall, who is somebody that I've never heard of before, but he does have a few notable movies under his belt. He directed Hellraiser 2, which is a movie that I enjoy. Also directed Amityville 1992, It's About Time. I can't vouch for that one because I've never seen it. And interestingly, he also directed a live action Fist of the North Star movie. Can't vouch for that one either. And so this movie is about a couple of counselors that take troubled youth out camping into the wilderness. And when they're out there, they start to get attacked by giant mutating ticks. The cast does have some familiar faces with Seth Green and Alfonso Ribeiro. Yep, that's right. Carlton is in this movie. So we'll talk about him in a bit. But Seth Green stars as a kid with some anxiety around being alone, and this stems from an event that happened to him when he was a little bit younger. The funny thing about Alfonso's character here is that he is the complete opposite of Carlton, where Carlton is kind of this nerdy guy, and Alfonso plays a kid in this movie who calls himself Panic because he never does. And Panic is kind of this streetwise character with a chip on his shoulder. He butts heads with Seth Green's character really quickly, and he's just kind of acting like a dick around him all the time and just giving him shit for no reason. Um, Always making references to how ghetto his life is, and hearing gunshots all the time, and how he needs to be tough to survive in these streets and all that. So it is interesting to see him take this role that I'm not really used to seeing him in. I've only ever seen him as Carlton, so at some points in the movie it does get a little hard to believe the act, but he does a pretty good job in this movie. The cast also does include Clint Howard, who I do want to shine a little bit of a light on because I feel like he's not very well known, but he actually has a very prolific career with a lot of supporting roles in a lot of movies that you've probably seen. Some of those movies include The Grinch, The Cat in the Hat, Han Solo, Austin Powers, Apollo 13, Jungle Book as a voice actor. He also did get a couple of opportunities as a leading man earlier in his career with movies like Evil Speak, which is one that I haven't seen, but I do want to watch that one eventually. And also as Ice Cream Man, which is a movie that I don't love necessarily, but he is the best part about it. So I just wanted to give him some shine here. And in this movie, he actually plays a pot farmer who might be partially responsible for creating our giant mutated ticks. Now that I think about it, this movie could secretly be like an anti-marijuana movie. The group of troubled youth here are pretty likable characters for the most part. I say for the most part because while there aren't any in particular that I dislike, some of them just have more to do than others, and some of them have some more sympathetic backstories than others. And so I tended to gravitate towards those, and the characters that had less to do, I just didn't really care for all too much. Like I said, they're not unlikable, but they just don't do a whole lot here. Opposite them, the movie does also give you two characters to root against. They're very vile, sleazy. They get their hands dirty. In one of their cases, their teeth dirty too. And they're just hamming it up with the acting. It's so cheesy and cartoonishly evil. But you really want to root against them and see them get their due. And I do want to add on the acting, not Oscar worthy or anything, which you should expect with a movie like this, but it's serviceable. Some people do better than others, obviously, but it didn't get in the way for me personally. It just kind of added to the charm. But what really makes this movie so much fun for me is the ticks. They are goopy and gross, and if you're at all squeamish with bugs, they will get under your skin. They just look really awesome. Great practical effects all around. You also get a little bit of body horror that I don't want to go into too much detail with. You should watch to see how good some of these effects do get. It's really, really impressive for what was probably a really low budget movie. And like I said, just some really gross stuff. You got goo oozing out of the tick eggs, and the eggs are kind of like all goopy and soft and huge. They look like little watermelons. One detail that they do add in here is that when the ticks bite you, they make you hallucinate, which does end up playing into this movie a little bit. It does cause some things to happen. Some of it not very consequential, other stuff pretty consequential. But that did add a little bit of a wrinkle to this, other than just ticks biting you, that they tried to add in there. And the finale gets absolutely insane. Like I said, you have some body horror here, great practical effects. They truly do save their best for last. It just goes absolutely nuts. If the final act wasn't so good, this movie would be pretty forgettable, but it really does make this movie memorable, and is a huge reason why I love this movie so much. They really put their all into it, and I think it really makes this movie worth watching. So if you're looking for some horror, a B movie with some really gross bugs that are attacking you, some great special effects, some great practical effects, I highly, highly recommend this movie. Give it a watch. It's free to stream on Tubi. If you love it or hate it, come back to this video. Let me know whatever you thought of it. And on a side note related to ticks, I do have a personal story dealing with them. When I was younger, I must have been around 12 or 13. I was at my grandpa's house, and they had just built a canal out in the back. He wanted to check it out, asked me if I wanted to go with him. So we walked around the canal, came back to my house. I was showering, and as I'm putting the soap in my hair, on the back of my neck, I feel a bump. And every time I touch this bump, it hurts, and I don't know what it is. So I go to my mom and I say, "Hey mom, I feel this bump on the back of my neck. Whenever I touch it, it hurts. Can you check it out?" So I turn around and she looks through my hair, and I just hear her scream, and she pinches the back of my neck. I turn around, she's got blood in her fingers, and she told me that she found a tick on the back of my neck, which I probably got from the canal walking with my grandpa. So there's a little personal story there for you. But what's your favorite horror movie involving bugs? I'm fond of Eight-Legged Freaks myself. Go ahead and let me know in the comments below. And if you like what you saw, let us know. Some positive feedback would be helpful in letting us know whether this is worth continuing or not. If you want to see more, make sure you order a pizza, grab some popcorn and your favorite soda, and have a great movie night.